Yeah, it's totally unbelievable for me personally and the team as well. We were so close, stage 1 and stage 3 as well, and we were really trying hard for those. So we rode pretty hard to get the break back today, and our three guys, Soliday, Friedman, and Jesse, really had to lay it on for that. So I was just really happy to obviously improve on my finishes in the first couple sprints, and then reward the guys with winning here. I mean, this is a really cool stage. We had a little bit of everything today, and yeah, so I'm really happy to be able to win.
Talk about that dirt road section in the final few kilometers. How did that play in? It looked like it was pretty tough out there.
It was fun. The battle for position into it. I mean, I was lucky. My guys were on the front, so that kind of made it easier for me personally. But it was still a little hectic. There was, I think, a crash in that first corner right before the dirt, and then just kind of staying in good position and hoping the break didn't get any more time through there, which they didn't. So and then it was just setting up for the sprint. So.
It seems like Optum has kind of been all in for you over the last few days on the sprint stages. What's it like to be able to give that kind of relief to your teammates? I mean, this has got to be big for you, a gift to give to them after all their hard work.
It's super. Yeah, it's really nice. Carter rode a really good race yesterday up Powder Mountain, so we're really happy with that. And then we brought some sprinters here, and we wouldn't have been happy without a stage win here. So to be able to walk away this week with this is, objective complete.
What's the plan for you guys now, or what do you look forward to in the next few days? Any stages that you're targeting, or other riders on the Optum team that might be able to have a good day?
Yeah, I think Jesse hasn't been able to do too much aggressively yet. Just watching out for Carter, but with only 2 days left, he might be trying to sneak away and get another stage win. And then just really protecting Carter. I mean, he's top 10 right now, so we'll go for that.
All right, that's Eric Young, our stage winner today for the Alpine Pro Cycling team. We'll go to Keel Ryan next from United Healthcare in third place today. Keel, you guys lined it up pretty early there. The United Healthcare team was all hands on deck on the front. You must have been feeling good about the run-in coming into the finish. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I knew Eric would be tough to beat, and he was the stronger guy today, so that's all right by me. We were really close on stages 1, 2, and 3, so that was a little bit heartbreaking. I wanted to come out today to win the stage. We came here to win a stage, and I'll have to settle for third the next couple stages. It'll have to be kind of a different tactic, but I was glad to get on the podium for the guys. Yeah.
Can you talk about how difficult the Tour of Utah is for sprinters? I mean, it's tough for guys like you and Eric to get up and over those climbs and then be able to sprint to the finish.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I prefer it because it is a real struggle for the pure sprinters, and I'm not a pure sprinter. So like stage 2 was really my best shot. And coming from altitude too really helps. Eric is also an altitude rider. I think that makes a big difference for us here.
All right, how you feeling headed into the final days? United Healthcare, still no stage win, but you guys will definitely be looking for that in the next couple days.
Yeah, Lucas had a bit of bad luck on the GC day yesterday, so he'll be out for a stage win. And I last year was in the break the last 2 days. This is kind of similar stages as the last 2 days here now, so I'd love to repeat that.
All right, that's Keel Ryan in third place today for the United Healthcare team. We'll go to Jeff Lauder in our Vivid Most Aggressive Riders jersey. Jeff, a Utah native and also retiring this year, his final season. Talk a little bit more about that, and has that been driving you here at the Tour of Utah racing in your final year? Have you found a little bit of extra energy?
Yeah, certainly. It's always a treat to get to race at home and in front of my family and my friends and on my home roads. So it gives you a little bit of extra motivation, and knowing that this is the last chance to do it is just there's no need to leave anything in the tank. So I'm just out there trying to race as hard as I can, and knowing that I'm not anymore a GC rider, just looking for opportunities.
You guys had a pretty serious breakaway there for a while. A lot of strong guys up in that group of 6. Were you liking your chances in that breakaway? I mean, was there a point where you thought you might be able to make it to the line?
I was willing myself to the line. All 6 of those guys or 5 of the guys, the other guys they're all super strong. Everyone rode the race really well. I'm a little surprised I got the jersey, but because everybody was so good. But it's nice to get it, and it's a bummer that we didn't get a little more time because the last from the top of the climb all the way to the dirt section, really, it was all headwind, and so we just didn't have enough, horsepower to hold off the whole peloton like that. Because they looked promising there for a while, but the wind just wasn't on our side.
Are you familiar with any of the roads along today's route or any of the previous or future stages of the Tour of Utah? That's got to be a good bit of intel.
I'm familiar with every single one of them.
So what do you tell the guys? I mean, do they look to you in the team bus every morning? Is there kind of a Jeff moment every morning where it's like, all right, Jeff, what do you got for us?
Yep, take the map and show them what's up. And on the day I try to tell them, what's coming up, and it's neat. There is definitely a home court advantage. Even today in the break, I knew points where I could, maybe sit up a little bit, sit on the back and recuperate if I was suffering because I knew there was something coming, or even just knowing where the turns are, knowing when the dirt section was. It's all, it's huge just being able to know that.
All right, that's Jeff Lauder from the United Healthcare Pro Cycling Team in our Haven Most Aggressive Riders jersey. Yuta Koksan was second place on the stage today. Another second place for you, but you're in the Utah Sports Commission Sprint Leaders jersey. Is that any sort of consolation being in white, or are you here looking for a stage win?
Yeah, we came here. Our first goal was to win the stage, but also with 3 second places and leader point jersey, we are really satisfied. It was a tough day today. Actually, last night was the first night that I really sleep good. First 3 days I was so excited and nervous about the stages. And today it was tough. I was part of the first break when the crosswind was blowing, and then we missed the break, so our guys were chased down. They helped Garmin guys, so they were really tired from the last 2 days when we have to defend the yellow jersey, and they made all an amazing job today. In the final, I knew Eric will be the man to watch. I fight with Kiel for the wheel of Eric in the last 500 meters, so I finally got on his wheel. He had a perfect lead out, and I was close, but he was faster today.
As we get down towards the end of the race, the teams really start to focus on their big goals and certain riders. Are you the man for Smart Stop for the remainder of this? I mean, are we going to be seeing you guys going all in your white jersey quest?
Yeah, probably. We have Rob, who is in 12 or 13 place GC, so the few guys will watch out for him, and the other guys will try to help me to get all the climbs and defend the white jersey.
All right, that's Yuta Koksan in the white Utah Sports Commission Sprint Leaders jersey in second place today. Now our overall race leader, Tom Danielson from the Garmin Sharp team, our defending champion here at the Tour of Utah. Tom, we talked about this on the stage a little bit. Last year you took the yellow jersey on the final day. Now you've got a few days to try and defend that jersey. How is this year different from last year's Tour of Utah?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a lot different really from day one. Having the number one on your back and admitting that you have good form really puts a responsibility on the team. And, that my Garmin Sharp teammates have been really awesome from day one. We have a young team, and 2 of the young guys just finished their first Tour de France. So that's pretty impressive. They were able to come from there to here. And now you can see that they're starting to get better, and the form from the Tour is starting to come in. So, but yeah, it's been hard from the beginning on everybody. We have a different responsibility, but it's been really cool to participate in the race the way we have, and then also see teams like Smart Stop really step up and take the yellow jersey and do a classy job defending it. And then Optum today, that was really, really impressive. That was a strong break, and watching those guys bring that break back the way they did, and then topping it off with the crazy dirt road and all those turns, and all these other teams quacking them, and then they still won the stage. So that it's been really cool to see teams like that step up and win on a world caliber race.
You mentioned multiple times just how difficult the Tour of Utah is. They call it America's toughest stage race, but you've been saying it's one of the toughest stage races in the world. Talk a little bit about that with a few days of racing remaining, and how's it been for you so far with the altitude and the climbing? Yeah,
I think all these guys up here would probably support me in saying that today was stage 5, but maybe it felt like a few more than that. It's been hard from the beginning. I mean, every day has been really creative. Like in the evolution of this race or other races in America, there tends to be a lot of point A to point B and not a whole lot going on in between. And the organizers here have really thrown in a lot of stuff. And even today with the crosswinds in the beginning, that was legit. That it was really hard to manage that. And all these guys did a great job. And then, of course, the big climb, we went up to 11,000 feet today. And then you throw in all those tiny roads with crosswind, and then, of course, a gravel road in the end. It felt like Paris-Roubaix, or I've never done it, but, I assume it felt like the Tour de France a little bit going into that. And even the guy in third on GC crashed, and it was chaotic. So from our perspective, maybe it's hard, but, you gotta give it up for Tour Utah for making it the creative race that it is.
You mentioned yesterday that you were going to savor your stage victory on a mountaintop finish, maybe a little more than you're taking over the yellow jersey. Is that in the rearview mirror now? I mean, not a whole lot of time to rest on your laurels in a race like this.
Yeah, I've learned from experience. You never rest on your laurels. And today, as we saw, people were hitting these like wooden blocks in the gutter today, and 5 minutes into the race, and I thought, that could be me, and that it could all be gone right there. So, bike racing is a humbling experience, and I mean, all of us can attest that. I don't think there was one point in today that we were just like, oh yeah, we're the man, Maybe when you cross the finish line, Eric felt that way, but it's a humbling sport.
All right, we'll open up the questions.
Jeff, you guys started out with 8 riders in that breakaway, then 5 guys sounded like they sat up like that. What was going on there?
Well, we were out there and just drilling it, and we weren't getting any time, and we're all, finally we're kind of all starting to talk, like, what's up, who's here, why are, like, what's going on. And we kind of realized that Vetchkov he was in second onto the points, and also, we were kind of wondering who was in GC, and so it was just, it was obvious that it was going to be a tough battle just to stay away with those guys, and so everyone was kind of like, well, I think we should, are you going to go back? Will you go back? I'll go back if you go back, and so it just, there's kind of everyone started looking around, and then it was actually Oscar Clark that attacked, and I thought, oh, here's the opportunity, and I jumped after him, and then Bookwalter was there, and that was pretty much it, because the rest of the guys realized that, they're kind of the 8 of us were all fighting an uphill battle to stay away, and so it just had to happen that way.
So through the 1K to go banner, Kando took me up the left side of the group and just kind of flew by everybody. So that was great. But he's not going to be able to go out of the saddle, 1,000 watts for a whole K. So he started to run out of gas, and at that point you just kind of have to be a sprinter, and you just kind of have to be creative. So I knew I couldn't go from 500. So I looked around. One of the Jelly Belly riders attacked, and kind of up the right side, and then he swung over. So I was just able to, no one was on his wheel, and I was just able to get up out of the saddle, accelerate onto his wheel, and then I just kind of sat there for a moment, caught my breath, and then I saw the 300 meter to go sign, and I knew that was mostly, within my range. I felt okay today, so I was like, all right, we got to go now. So I just did, and I didn't even know Yuri or Keel or whoever was on my wheel. I just, I had to go. So, and then it was just up the left side with everything I had, and that was it.
Eric, can you talk about your choice and the leg speed you had? Tim Johnson was commenting how impressed he was with your cadence there in the last 500 meters or whatever it was.
Yeah, I think I started out in the 13 because I shifted twice. But I ended up in the 11. Yeah, I mean, I've always had pretty good leg speed. It's just, I think, a thing that you're, born with. And but today was, that was a hard day. So I was happy to have anything really left at the end of the day. And Kando did a great job the whole day of kind of protecting me, and especially through that dirt section with like the whole last 20K to go. I was just kind of following him through the group, and we were always inside the top 15, top 20, whatever. So it's really important to have a teammate like that, and he's super experienced. This is his last year, and it's been really fun racing with him, and so I'm really happy to, reward the whole team with a win today. It was awesome.
Eric, when
It did change actually a little bit. Once we got through that crosswind section at the beginning and kind of started climbing, that's when I kind of realized it. And the only thing really that changed was that we realized Belkin probably wasn't going to chase to bring back the breakaway. So, but my guys were up to the task. You know, they just kind of manned up and did it. And so I'm really happy. I mean, I would have felt bad if I hadn't been able to win, you know, because they worked really hard. So this was a full team effort for the stage win today, and that's awesome.